Welcome, guys, to another Sunday solo of Chai Tea with Nina D. Thank you so much for being here. I want to take a minute to just thank everybody who watches and the people who message me, or even the ones who go out of their way and text me or DM me to say that they like an episode or they like what I said. It means the world to me. And also, I love the critical feedback that I get from people. I know we're starting to get some comments and whatnot on the bottom, and that's very helpful to me. And at the same time, I know I too also consume content, and to just see somebody go out of their way to give 2 words of affirmation or a confidence boost, or give me their opinion on an episode that I recorded. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And I will always be open to this kind of feedback. I hope to improve consistently. And I know I've said this before on other episodes as well, but I just want to give a shout out to those people. And if you do have something to share with me or say about the show that you think could be helpful, please, 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 by all means, leave a comment, DM me, message me, whatever. We are very open to any and all feedback. Now, today's episode. I think today's is going to be good because this is one of those things where, when I'm out and I'm talking to people and they're struggling with something and I have a hack for something, or I do something that helps me, I love to share my stuff. There's no gatekeeping here. So I figured I'd make a list of things that are my life hacks, and hopefully they can help somebody watching the show. Or maybe you can pass it on to a friend, a sibling, other people in your life, friends and family that maybe could use some of these life hacks that I have put together. So the first thing, my first life hack is, this is a game changer, okay? To get very good, high quality sleep, I do several different things. Sometimes I do all of them depending on how much time I have. Sometimes I do 1 or 2 of them. Over time, you'll see what works for you. But one of the things I love to do is I take a shower after my workout in the morning, but then I also take a shower at night before bed. The one in the morning is kind of quick. The one in the evening is the long one. And so I kind of do this whole, I use this body oil from L'Occitane. I don't know how to say it, guys. L'Occatine, something like that. And it's the shea oil. And then I use Aveeno, the pure, I don't know how clean Aveeno is, but I use a non-fragrance body lotion on top of that. So, and then I do my manual lymphatic drainage with a wooden thing. All the girls know what I'm talking about, okay? I get mine from Della Hart. Gigi Vogel owns this company. And there's a dry brush. There's a little square looking wooden thing that you scrape upwards towards your lymphatic system. So I use that after I put the lotion on, brush my teeth, whatever, wash my face, do my skincare. But then right before I get into bed, I will do, this is so goofy to admit, I have this Banyan Botanicals sesame oil, or sometimes I use Banyan Botanicals ashwagandha body oil, but usually it's the sesame one, for reasons that we're not going to get into, but it's really good for detox and very good for your nervous system, specifically the sesame one. And I will put it on my feet and I will use my knuckles, okay? And so then on the bottom of your foot, from top to bottom, you, as hard as you can, you just rub up and down 60 times each foot. Now, if you wear socks to sleep, you put socks on afterwards. If you don't have to. You just go to sleep. It's going to be one of the most deepest sleeps you've ever had. This hack never fails me. And again, do it for a couple days in a row to actually let it do its thing. But there's all scientific reasons as to why this helps and why it works. In Chinese medicine, in Ayurvedic medicine, in acupuncture, it's a very holistic thing to do, because number one, all the nerves are connected at the bottom of your foot to the rest of your body, but also it helps detox. The sesame oil calms the nervous system down. And so, if you're somebody who wakes up in the middle of the night from anxiety or something you ate or whatever, I know my husband wakes up, if he drinks wine, he wakes up in the middle of the night if he has any wine during the day because of the sugar. So this actually is detoxing your body. It's a light detox, nothing crazy, but it's enough to keep you sleeping. And that's why I do it. I also do it for nervous system reasons. I think many of us are walking around with nervous system dysregulation to some degree on a scale. We just don't know it, and doctors don't know enough about it. So it is diagnosed as a symptom of something, something, something. But at the end of the day, it really is just your nervous system is just, not firing correctly. And so therefore you're experiencing symptoms. And so sleep, I think, is one of the best ways. If you can naturally figure out how to get deep sleep, I think it's one of the most important biohacks for health and longevity in today's time. So sesame oil or ashwagandha oil on the bottom of your feet, and then use your knuckles and go from top to bottom of the foot really hard 60 times, and tell me you don't sleep better. Life hack number 2. I'm sure you guys have heard of brown noise, white noise, pink noise, purple noise, well, whatever. There's a bunch of noises out there. I use white noise. I used to use white noise when I was studying in school. But white has a way of like grabbing your attention. It works too, like to help people put to sleep, but like red noise, we're on a whole different level. Go on Spotify. They have red noise on there. I think it's called Red Noise Deep. There's 2 that I interchange between. You will fall asleep and you will stay asleep, period. This next hack, number 3, is something that I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza. I don't really know what you would call this guy, but I got into reading about him and reading his work and following his meditations in 2019, 2020. And I read how he talks about a lot of our stressors and a lot of our day-to-day habits and the patterns that we create in our minds and our bodies really comes from schlepping yesterday's stuff into today. And he goes really, really deep into how we should look at sleep as a reset. Every night when you go to sleep, it's a reset, clean slate when you wake up. You go with the intention of, like, I'm plugging in somewhere else now. I'm going to come out the other side of this in the next morning. And that's it. Like, you don't even go, you're not trying to fix anything. You're not trying to rectify anything. You're just off into a different space. And you wake up with a fresh outlook, fresh eyes, not the same negative emotions of the day before of whatever had triggered you. So you shouldn't wake up angry. You shouldn't wake up agitated. You're not thinking about last night. You're not thinking about the argument. You're not thinking about the problems you had at work yesterday. And the way I took it, it's not what he says, but like I'm going to sleep. I'm going into my little cocoon or my little pod, and I'm going off into a different dimension, and I'm coming out the other end and everything's taken care of. That is how I have now programmed my mind to be over the last 5 to 6 years. So it definitely took me time, but it's something that I've actively worked on to a point. I have found this to be so beneficial that now to a point where during the day, if I come across something, I am usually able to, within a few seconds, forget about something and move on. Like, I can very quickly start laughing. I can very quickly move on from something. I can, separate the person from the issue at hand. Like, in live time, I'm getting better and better at this, but it all stemmed from this one exercise or practice that I learned from Joe Dispenza. This has helped me in my marriage. This has helped me in work, in business. This has helped me in my own thoughts and anxieties that I used to have, or that I do. Maybe sometimes they crop up, but like when I go to sleep, they're not there anymore. Like, I could have an off day sometimes, and maybe I just can't shake it that day for some reason, but then I go to sleep and it's all erased. Like, I look at sleeping as it just erases everything. So what you want to do is look at sleep as one of the most crucial parts of your day. That's why I have nighttime rituals like my skincare, red noise, red light therapy, which we're going to get into all of this. And then the sesame oil massage at the bottom of your feet 60 times on each one. Like, these are all parts of my thing because this is me giving back to myself physically. They help me wind down, but then mentally, what do? We've all been there where you do all the little gimmicks to calm the physical body down, but your mind is still running on 100. This one's like, when I'm going to sleep, I'm going to sleep. I'm not scrolling. I'm not trying to figure out an issue that was at work earlier. I'm not answering emails late at night. I am now at a point where I can text people back because my teams are in different time zones. So I can definitely text people back late at night or super early, but I'm not trying to solve things or figure things out. So Even if before bed I see a text and it has like some sort of issue, I'll either respond with, okay, we'll figure it out, or all right, I'll have a solution. Or if I don't, I'll say, okay, I'll text you in the morning. But I don't sit there and ruminate over anything, because this is my time to go to sleep and this is what I'm giving myself. And all of this is going to get erased the minute I lay down. It's very weird to say that out loud now that I think about it. But like, trust me, it works. So I get in bed and I do 10 to 15 rounds of double inhales through your nose and then one long exhale. I don't remember the name of this breathing, but it's like you inhale as much as air as you can possibly get. So it's like, and you do one more at the end. It's like the hardest thing to do, but like you do the most in the first, don't let go, get a second inhale in there. It's like the tiniest one now. And then just exhale for 10 to 15 seconds, if you can. But it's a very, very long, slow exhale. Do all of this 10 to 15 times. So double inhale, long exhale, do all of this 10 to 15 times. You've already done your massage, your oil, you've already done your skincare, your red noise is on. You're ready to just like plug into a different dimension, and you're just doing your 10 to 15 rounds of breath work. Kid you not, do it enough times, do it for a few weeks, not even a month, just do it for a few weeks. And you will see that you fall asleep within seconds. Like there are times where I wake up and I'm like, did I even complete all 10, 15 rounds of my breath work, or did I just like pass out mid breath work? And that has happened to me. Couple things. You're programming your mind again and again and again and again. By doing this, you're programming your mind and body. It's time to wind down. It's time to wind down. When you do your massage, it's time to wind down. When you have a red noise on, it's time to go to sleep. When you're doing your box breathing, you're out for the night. Like when you do these things with an intention and you do them often and you create a ritual out of them, you have just created a new neural pathway. And now that's what your body's going to trigger. Your hormones and your mind and everything's going to get ready to go to sleep. This is a good one, mouth taping. Now, I say mouth taping with a disclaimer. I know that there are studies coming out that saying mouth taping isn't good for you. I personally did it for 6 months and slept incredible. I stopped because I feel like I didn't need it anymore. Like I kind of trained myself to sleep with my mouth closed, because I definitely used to sleep with my mouth open, as unattractive as that sounds. Now I don't do that. I also wear retainers at night, so like it helps keep my mouth closed now. Whereas if you don't have retainers or you sleep with your mouth open, I think mouth taping is really, really good. I know some people have like some sort of claustrophobia because it's like, oh, their mouth is closed. Honestly, that doesn't happen. I think that's all in your head. But mouth taping for a couple months, I think, can reprogram and retrain you to sleep with your mouth closed, so you're breathing through your nose, which is actually much healthier for your nervous system. It's much healthier for your body, for your digestion, for your organs to detox throughout the night. It's good for a whole host of things. I mean, you'll even have a much more snatched jawline if you don't breathe through your mouth at night. Another breath work, aside from the double inhale and one long exhale, is called box breathing. So in box breathing, you will do inhale for a count of 4, like pick a number, but you can inhale for a count of 4, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 or 9 or 10 seconds. So the goal is the least amount of seconds when you're inhaling, little bit more when you're holding, and then longer when you're exhaling. So usually you do 4, 7, 8 seconds, or some people actually find a lot of benefit doing 4 seconds, 4 seconds, and 4 seconds. For me personally, I find a lot of benefit in my exhales should be longer than my inhales and my holds. So I usually do 4 ins, 7 seconds hold, 8, 9 seconds of an exhale. And immediately with both breath works that I shared so far, within like 3 to 5 minutes after the fact, you'll just feel like body tingles if you've done it correctly, and just everything like loosens up and lets go. And that's when I usually fall asleep. Like sometimes I don't even remember that happening. Like I'm on the beginning of the tingles and then I just pass out. Another hack I have to help calm yourself down, help you sleep at night, or just kind of give you energy. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but the blood flow is there. You're relaxed, you're calm. In the daytime, I found that it helps me, but I've also found that it helps me at nighttime, is laying down on the ground or on your bed and putting your legs up perpendicular 90 degrees. The goal is above your heart for 20 minutes. Don't be scrolling, by the way. We're not scrolling during this time. We're just eyes closed and just woosah it out, okay? And you'll start to see better digestion, better focus. You feel more energized. You feel clear. Clear is a good way to put it. If you do it before bed, it's going to help calm you down and go to sleep. Meditation. I do meditation every morning. Or if I miss it in the morning, at least once a day. There's a particular meditation that I do. It's called Yoga Nidra by Ali Boothroyd, something like that, on YouTube. Phenomenal. I usually do her like 15 to 20 minute ones. And this is, follow me here, okay? I'll lay down, because I can't meditate sitting up. I lay down and I take my thumbs, put them underneath my pinkies, close my hands, and put my hands 45 degrees angles out away from my body. And don't be gripping like this. Like, relax, let go, lay down, make sure your Ali Yoga Nidra meditation is playing, and then I just follow what the meditation says. This helps your nervous system. I don't know if you guys know about what mudras are, but mudras, certain hand placements and finger placements, are directly connected to your mind, your brain and body. And so they immediately place you in certain states, so to speak. This is one of the fastest ways to really drop into your meditation. Again, don't be squeezing, just let go, be calm, be relaxed. 45 degrees angles out, lay down, make sure your legs are not also tight like this, just out, and then meditate and tell me how it feels. It's the best way to meditate. 2 drinks that I would recommend for calming your gut, calming your nervous system, giving you clean, relaxed energy if you're feeling agitated or some sort of way. They're actually very good for curbing any kind of cravings you might have. So the 2 teas are saffron tea and chamomile tea. I usually have one or the other at least once a day. Chamomile tea for me has been the most effective when it comes to any sort of gut discomfort. I can't even explain it. It's obvious, but it's not. You drink a little bit, I make sure that it's not piping hot and it's not cold, it's lukewarm. So when it's really, really hot, I boil it, or I get really hot boiling water and leave the chamomile in there for about 8 minutes, I would say. No more than that. When you have a sensitive gut, you don't want it to be too strong. So 8 minutes, and I'll wait till it comes to lukewarm or room temperature, and then I'll sip on it. And I can't even explain if you have any bloating, if you feel like you're too full, if you feel like you ate something wrong. And, a lot of the times for some of us who are dealing with gut issues or any kind of health related issues, we can't downplay the fact that at this point, when you're dealing with something for years and years on end, there has been a brain-gut connection made that you are now could be reacting just because you're used to a reaction. So if you ate out or you ate something that you shouldn't eat, you automatically might just be thinking, oh, something's wrong. I don't feel good. Something's wrong. But hands down, chamomile tea helps everything, for me at least. And I'm very consistent with it, at least once a day. I always drink it when I'm traveling. I always keep it in my purse. You have to get a very high quality chamomile. Please don't get the bags that have plastics in them and all this stuff. There's loose leaf chamomile. I'll make my own little packets with a cotton tea bag that you can get on Amazon, and I'll throw them in a Ziploc bag so I can have them anywhere to go. But worst case scenario, just look for chamomile if you're traveling and you don't have it on the go. The other one is saffron. India, Kashmir, a couple places in the Middle East have very, very good, high quality, pure saffron. You can tell if saffron's pure by the color it gives off. It has to be a very, I can't even explain it, a very pretty mustardy yellow color. And there's a ton of information online about this to test if your saffron is real or fake dyed. Definitely follow that test. And I have a couple trusty brands, which I'll probably share on my social media. I don't have them on hand with me right now. But saffron tea has a way of calming your nervous system down. So it's not so much for the gut, although everything's connected, but it's more for if you deal with anxiety, if if you're nervous, if you have social anxiety, right now they're putting saffron in a lot of herbal supplements for anxiety. And they're actually doing a lot of research on this right now for people with depression and anxiety, and it's working. And oddly enough, my mom told me about this like 15 years ago. I just didn't have anxiety 15 years ago, so I didn't care. But anytime I'm feeling a little bit off, saffron tea. Something else for digestion, since we're kind of in that area right now, digestive bitters. There's a brand called Apothecary, I think it's called. They have digestive bitters. They're little tinctures. For me, I think they say 20 drops or whatever, is too much for me. So I do like 5 drops in water, and that's good enough for me. Then there's Urban Moonshine. They have some drops. Again, I do like 3 or 5 drops. I don't do what they tell me. It's too strong for me. And then something that I've really been liking are these drinks called Gia, G-H-I-A. They're non-alcoholic digestive bitters. They come in gorgeous bottles this big on Amazon. A little bit pricey, but I take 1 ounce of those, and since I don't drink, I'll put them in like a whiskey glass or something, and like maybe put like a little quarter thing of water, room temperature water, because I don't drink cold. Don't drink cold drinks or super hot drinks if you've got issues. Always room temperature. And I'll throw 1 ounce of that in there and just sip it for like an hour slowly. And digestion is perfect. That's for like anybody. If you go out and you kind of want to mingle with people and you don't drink, but you want to, another option would be always ask the bartender for like, what is a digestive drink? I'm going to butcher this word, but everyone's going to understand what I'm saying, okay? Aperitif, A-P-E-R-T-I-F. All of those are meant to help your digestion before or after a meal. Italy is huge on these. I love to do a Montenegro sometimes, like 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce. And I'll tell them to put it on rocks, and I'll kind of let it sit there for a minute until I start sipping on it throughout the night. Very, very helpful. You can do something with ginger. Usually bars have gingers or limes. Very helpful for digestion. And also you're not like standing there feeling like you're not drinking something. You are, and it's also helping you. There's a lot of them. Aperol Spritz. They have non-alcoholic versions of that. You need to look into incorporating some of these things, or carry your tincture with you. Put it in your purse. Or if you're a guy, tell your girlfriend to put it in her purse, or your wife. Very helpful when you're out and about, or when you're traveling and you know that you're going to be eating out a little bit. Those things really help you. And they do so by pumping up the enzymes, naturally pumping up the enzymes in your body. So like your liver, your gallbladder, your intestines, your stomach, everything's ready to handle it and digest it properly, so you don't feel any discomfort. I've just been, once a day or once every 2 days, sometimes whenever I feel like having one of those, I'll just have one throughout the day, and it's kind of like my drink, so to speak, but very helpful. Simple teas are helpful too. Fennel, ginger, chamomile, slippery elm, licorice root, carom seeds. Sometimes I'll just take carom seeds, and I will take coriander seeds, carom seeds, and cumin seeds in like a little tea thing with the strainers that are this big, about a teaspoon size. Boil it for like 3 minutes, strain it, and drink that in the morning. Perfect digestion throughout the night. Don't ever underestimate the power of herbs, spices, and seeds that we have from nature. They are built for this. A lot of our Asian countries and a lot of the Eastern world lives on these things. It's not that they don't eat fried food. It's not that they do indulge as well, but their daily rituals and habits are very much around like priming and prepping the digestive system to make it able to sustain things. If you were to go out and have a good time, or just to help your digestive system in general. I already mentioned room temperature water only, or room temperature drinks only. Try to stay away from ice cream, frozen things, salads, smoothies. These things are too cold in nature, and usually if you have like a little bit of stomach discomfort, it's never going to be easy for your body to break that down, because your body has to bring everything to above 98 degrees in order to digest it and break it down. And if you have a weak system already, that's excess stress. Hence, people get bloated, or people feel full after a smoothie, or people feel satiated for a longer period of time, and they're like, oh, I don't need a meal. And it's like, your digestive system is just very sluggish right now, and it can't break it down. It's not that you're full or that you're satiated by any means. Another one. I know that we're all big on eye drops. from like pharmaceutical eye drops. Something that I've been using for years is called Euphrasia, SBL eye drops. And these just keep your eyes very healthy. And it's a plant, but it's a homeopathic company, SBL, that makes them. And again, this is not medical advice, so talk to your doctors. But I usually use, anytime I have an issue with my eyes, like they're dry or I'm tired or I have allergies or I'm stuffy in my sinuses, I always do 3 drops of Euphrasia eye drops in like each eye. And you can find them anywhere. I usually get mine off Amazon. But the company is called SBL, completely natural, very healthy. Read about it. Euphrasia is also Eye Bright, which is very, very healthy for eyes. They've healed actually a lot of things with eye issues. I have near perfect vision. I do, but I have a slight astigmatism in both eyes. And one of my eyes is a little bit weaker than the other one. And so usually at nighttime I have an issue, but ever since I've started to use these eye drops, my eyes have not gotten worse. They just stay in one spot. And I've been in the same place, the same eye number for about 3 years now. So that's the only thing I've done different. I did a ton of research on this for eye health. And what I didn't want to do was take another supplement. You know, I already have like a very sensitive gut. And so I kind of wanted to do something that maybe could help from the exterior, especially with my allergies. So Euphrasia eye drops over pharmaceutical or over-the-counter eye drops that have tons of chemicals in them. Another hack, castor oil for eyebrow growth or hair in general growth. Takes a while, a good 6 to 8 months to see your full results, but it absolutely 100% works. You just need to get a very high-end, very clean castor oil product. Don't get the stuff from CVS or Target or Walgreens. Like, invest in a very, very good quality castor oil. Brush up your eyebrows with it at night. If you have some hair spots like that, you're like thinning hair, put it in there every single night and you will 100% see results. If you don't believe me, just take a picture. It's so simple, but we never take before and afters. Take a picture, 6 months later, take a picture again, do it every single night, get the little travel bottles so that even when you're traveling, you remember to do it. But castor oil is very, very, very good for hair growth. You want perfect skin? Obviously, you got to eat right, your skincare and all this. But something that I started doing 3 years ago, I would say, was a facial every 2 weeks. So 2 times a month, game changer. I know that's not always feasible financially, but I really do believe in investing in ourselves. I've talked about this before. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you look good. Works both ways. But as a woman, I have found 2 facials a month has been a game changer for me. It keeps my skin clean, keeps me on top of my skincare routine. Also, with that being said, I have found it to be one of those things that's relaxing for me. So maybe I don't have time for an hour-long massage, but I know that twice a month, I'm doing something for myself. And when I'm there with the girl that I go to, which is Jennifer, by the way, it's Skin Doctor in Miami. I have had her on the show. We haven't launched her episode yet, but it's coming out soon. You'll see. It's just a time to decompress. And guys, at the end of the day, we're talking about all these life hacks, but all of our life hacks are around like making us feel better. We just want to feel better, right? Whether it's biohacking, looking younger, feeling better, digesting food better, whatever it is, getting healthier, sleeping better. It's all just about feeling better. The natural, as much as naturally as we can, right? And therefore, for me personally, I look forward to that time. It's like an hour and a half to myself. And the glow you feel after a facial, I mean, any guy or girl will admit that. Like, it's just the best feeling in the world. So yeah, 2 facials a month. If you want to go into massages and don't need the whole deep tissue stuff, I think lymphatic ones are great for detox. Again, 2 times a month is more than enough. Even once a month, I think, is a great place to start. But moving your lymph and moving the lymphatic drainage, which also works your digestive area, very, very, very helpful in keeping toxins out and keeping things moving out of your system. Another hack, no multitasking. I know that moms are not going to like this one. Moms, this is not geared towards you, okay? I know that moms have to multitask. Moms and dads both. I would like to say multitasking leads to burnout. Multitasking leads to you aging faster, and multitasking leads you to being more frazzled and wired, okay? It's like harder to go to sleep at night. We're not machines. we're not robots. It's not going to kill you to do one thing at a time. Do one thing and one thing fully. What is that going to do? It's going to help you be present. When we are present, we are happier, we are healthier, we are calmer, and we do that thing to the best of our ability. But when we're doing something and our mind's running off in this direction and we're trying to do this and we're trying to do this together and then we're also trying to take the dogs out and then we're trying to feed the dogs over here, trying to throw laundry over here, that's not long-term sustainable in my opinion. Even people who have kids, there's a phase of that, right? After your kids grow up and they leave. Like there's a phase and a time for that, but you can't do that forever. So I would challenge everyone watching this to be more mindful about how you accomplish tasks at home, at work, with your family, with your spouse or your partner, or even when you're alone in the house. Like, are you trying to do 10 different things or are you mindfully present doing one thing at a time? One of the best pieces of advice I got from a friend in St. Louis was be where your feet are. So like, I'm here recording with you guys. It's funny, when I'm recording with you guys, it's very hard for me to think about other things. But admittedly, when I am recording with guests, the episodes we launch every Wednesday, sometimes this is going somewhere else. And that's not out of disrespect for the guest or anything. It's because I have so much going on recording days. And then there's so much that's moved in my personal daily life to get the recording to happen in my schedule that it's natural for my mind to kind of drift, but I have to very quickly bring myself back and be like, I'm here and I'm grateful for this person to take time out of their day to come be here with me. And I have to bring myself back into the moment. And sometimes that happens on my walks too, like when I'm doing cardio in the morning or going for my nature walks, like my mind starts to drift and I have to remind myself, be here with the trees, the birds, the sounds of nature, the wind, like the smell of the flowers. All these things, I think you can win at life if you could learn how to be present. That's one of the main things. If you're meditating and not present, it doesn't work. If you're doing red light therapy, not being, it doesn't work. If you're have your legs up on the wall, but you're thinking about an issue or you're trying to scroll on Instagram, it doesn't work. When we're present and mindful and do one thing at a time, it keeps us centered. It keeps us aligned, thus giving us more energy, more power to do more throughout our day. It conserves energy in a good way and keeps you mindful, which I've already talked about the benefits of mindfulness. Please go back to my previous episodes to learn about why that's very important for our health and our mental well-being. My next hack, feelings over thinking. So I choose to drop into my heart space many times throughout the day to get out of my head space. So a lot of the times an issue arises and we start to think about it. How do I fix it? Why is this happening? Oh my gosh, you just keep thinking. And then it's like a trail of thinking, okay? And next thing you know, you have anxiety, you can't sleep at night, you're waking up at night, you're thinking about yesterday's problems. Not good. When something happens, drop into your heart and really question yourself, like, am I really worried? Is this really that bad? Right now, I have this piece of information, but is it bad right now in this moment? Has anything really happened to threaten me or my well-being or my life? Like, is it that bad? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. And if your answer was yes, you wouldn't have the time to think or feel. You'd be doing something about it already. That's one of the craziest hacks I have ever experienced and have in my toolbox. Always remember to feel, drop into your heart space and feel, and you'll see that there's nothing imminent. And now you can step back and think about it and work on it with a clear mind and a clear head. And you'll be able to know who to call and who to talk to. And then one thing will lead to the next thing and it'll all work out. But ruminating about something, no. Always feel it, acknowledge that it's not that big of a deal right now. Like right now in this split moment, you are safe. Everything is okay. And if anything's making you feel off, it's because you're overthinking things into the future or projecting from the past, whatever it is, like it's not necessary. Always drop into your heart in tough times. This next one is funny because, it's not funny, but it's interesting because I didn't follow this one for the longest time. And now I follow it. And I wish I had done it sooner, but everything has a time and place for it. Community and collaboration over isolation and doing everything by yourself. I have found that when I surround myself with the right people in family and friends, in work, in partnerships, in employees, in people that I work with together, I am happier. I am better. We're exchanging ideas, we're talking, we're communicating, we're sharing a meal, we're out, we're doing things together. I have found that to be more beneficial and more wholesome in my life than feeling like I have to do everything by myself and it's either this or that. And what I mean by that is we need each other. We need to be able to find time to connect with one another. Because I feel as though in our modern society, especially here in the Western world, we're lacking that. We get up, we go work out, we go to work, we come home, and like we just all kind of tend to ourselves in a way. Whereas when you go over to the Eastern part of the world, you know, people are at your door in the evenings, you're going out for tea together, you're shooting the shit outside at the piazza in Italy. Like you're just like doing things with community. And there's a study being done on the impact this has on people with autoimmune issues or any sort of like health issues. And this is why when people travel, when they're sick, they go into remission or they feel better. This is why people are healing when they step outside of their every day-to-day norms. Because in other countries, there is a sense of community. And so I think that if we can all do our part and find our little communities and kind of be more involved and more engaged with people that are good for us and around us and not be so isolated and by ourselves with our cell phones, our thoughts and the TV and the gym and, you know, just like cleaning and doing this and doing that, but taking time to connect. We're social beings at the end of the day. And if you said this to me 10 years ago, I would not believe it. I'd be like, no, I like to be alone. No, I'm picky with who I'm friends with. I still am. But when you found your tribe, stick to them. Make it a point to hang out, connect, text each other, make plans to meet in person, do things. I'm telling you, it fills your soul. It has a way of seeping into all areas of your life and healing parts of you that you didn't even know that needed healing. So community and collaboration. Another hack is to show up to serve as opposed to get and gain all the time. Show up in life from a place of how can I help? How can I hold space for somebody? How can I be? How can I lend a helping hand? I always try to remind myself, like, you know, at the end of the day, we're all just walking each other home, home being death. And I don't mean to sound morbid, but it's a part of life. I actually see death as a transition into the next phase of whatever this is. I'll do an entire episode on that actually, so I won't get too much into it now, but you know, we're really all just going towards the same destination. And I think we forget that in life because we're always out like trying to grow our company, trying to do this, trying to get a promotion, a job, trying to get kids before a certain age, trying to do this, trying to do that. And it's like, you're always getting, or trying to get from someone to get somewhere else. And last few years, I've really been showing up as, how can I be of service? Every person that I meet, every interaction that I have, I find some way, some form of like, how can I show this person I care? How can I help this person feel seen and heard? How can I lend a helping hand or like an ear to listen? Like, what can I do? And I do it in all different ways for different people. It's definitely been a huge game changer in my social anxiety, for one, because I don't show up thinking about if they like me or they don't, or now I have to talk and now I have to have a conversation and this and that. Like, no, it's more like, let's see where the night takes me. Let me see if I can help somebody, because I'm not out here trying to get and gain. It's like, how can I give? Even with this show, it's more like, how can I share the things that I have learned the hard way? How can I help someone realize that they're not alone? How can I share the really, really tough parts of my journey and my story to help people feel like, hey, it's not all that bad. We all go through things. How can I get better and also show people like, hey, you can start now. Not everybody's perfect when they first start out at something that they want to do. Like there's a gazillion things when it comes to this show. But what I'm trying to say is approach every human interaction as there might be something here I can do. And that's it. That's how I look at everything. When I see that someone likes something, I'm going to make sure I have it on hand for them. When I see someone needs help, I will literally, something kicks into me lately. Like, it's just like, okay, let's go. What can I do to help? Like, it's in my brain. I'm thinking, I'm not saying this out loud. I'm figuring ways out of what I can do to help. And the fulfillment I get from that, it's priceless. But also knowing that my life crossed paths with somebody, and even if it made this much of a tiny difference, like I've done my part and I've done my job. And I think that that's very, very underrated. We've lost this as a society. In a very capitalistic society, I think we need to come back to our roots and remember like we're all here together for each other. And just because you step out of your way to help somebody or you stick your neck on the line for someone, it doesn't mean that something gets taken from you. It doesn't mean that you're losing something. There's plenty enough to go around. Take that chance, take that risk on that person. It's okay. Like, basically come from a loving place at all times. Don't be that person who's trying to connect with everybody and be friends with everybody and like get a longer email list or get connections because in the future it's going to help you. Like we know who those people are. Okay. We don't like that energy. I don't like that energy. And I can read it pretty quickly in people. Always come from a place of, in your heart, what can I do? And I'm telling you, it's going to turn your life around. You will find fulfillment in every day. And if you say, oh, I have nothing to give, or, I can't be helpful in any way, I don't know how I can do this. Honestly, just smiling at a stranger is more than enough. Baking something for your neighbor or for your friends, that's good. Like, it doesn't have to be that extravagant. Listening to people when something is bothering them or they're going through something and then quietly figuring out a way to help them. We need more of that in our world today, for sure. Ask for help. Do not be embarrassed to ask for help. I don't know what it is. People are afraid to ask for help. I've talked about this in previous episodes. You'll get things done quicker, faster, better. Just ask for help. What's it to you if you can't ask for help? Like, stop trying to figure out all on your own. Stop trying to finish that project by yourself. Ask your partner for help. Speak up and get things done. There's always a smarter way to do things. Okay? You trying to take on everything by yourself is not good for anybody, especially not good for you. So one of the biggest hacks I can say for a fulfilling, happy, peaceful, healthy, mind, body, spirit aligning life, so to speak, would be ask for help. Do not be shy. I think one of the best hacks is to not give in to every single hack. Sounds pretty counterintuitive since the whole episode is about life hacks, but this whole constant having to do things to make yourself healthy, to be young, to do this. If you've noticed, a lot of those people look older than they are, and they're stressed out about the things they should be doing to not stress out anymore, to feel unstressed, because now they've created a laundry list of things that they have to do. Always take a step back, pick 3 to 4 things, and stick to them. A lot of people don't stick to things. It's more about creating a habit and a ritual into things that are tried and true than trying to have to do all of it in one day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you do red light therapy. And then like Tuesday, Thursday, you do XYZ. Like, stick to some sort of schedule and plan, but don't let that overwhelm you or create anxiety around it, because then that's counterintuitive. What was the point? The whole point is to feel relaxed and relieved. You're detoxing, you're healing at a cellular level, you're grounding, you're connecting with nature. You're not supposed to go grounding and connect with nature because you're rushing in the morning to get even 10 minutes of it because you woke up late and you have a meeting to get to. Don't force it. Just be easy on yourself, be patient with yourself, and realize that not every hack is for everybody. There are things that are going to work for you that don't work for others. There are things that are going to work for others that maybe don't work for you. But whatever it is that you're doing, that you're committing to, as long as you commit to those few things, you are doing more than enough for yourself. And my last one is perspective. The entire show is life is what you make of it. We share our stories, we heal, we talk about things, we don't hide in shame, but then we don't just leave it at talking. We find ways, tangible ways to shift our perspective, take action, hold ourselves accountable, and shift and create a new story. So always remember that life is meant for living. These biohacks, these things that we do to help us sleep at night, help us wake up, help us forget things, be there for each other. All these things are great. Okay. And they have a time and place in our lives and they help us. Life is meant to be experienced. It's meant to be lived. Don't look at things of, black and white. Just be. We're humans. We're here to have a human experience, whatever that is, and enjoy it. Try to be more spontaneous. Go with the flow. Relax. And with that being said, pick your poison. Not everything is perfect. We're not perfect. Some of us like chocolate. Some of us like sugar. Some of us like the Botox. Some of us like this. Okay. Like, pick it. Whatever it is, it's okay. You're not going to die. It's going to be okay. It doesn't have to be, all in or all out. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can create this life however you wish to create it for yourself with your choices and decisions. Don't feel overwhelmed with having to do everything a certain way just because someone else is. It's your life and you get to decide, and whatever you decide is right for you. It's going to be okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If this resonated with you or you think this would help anybody, please, as always, share with your family, friends, coworkers, your arch nemesis. I don't really care. Like, subscribe, DM me. And as always, guys, the change starts with you. You have to hold yourself accountable, create new habits, create new neural pathways with your new habits, and you will absolutely see long-lasting change in your life. See you next week.